We're going to shift into Hellzapoppin now. That's how I feel.
Just catch it from the musicians. When I'm having my lecture class with my students, we're always talking from this section of it. And so to not focus so much on slam and slim, but I mean, we're looking at the improvisation, we're looking at call and response, and the playfulness and the creativity in how they're playing their instrument. But right now it's just this call and response, right? But they're movers. And looking at the location, so like, where are they? All right, they're in this back room and they're dropping off all this equipment.
There's the call and response, right? One plays.
I mean, yeah. They've been going back and forth. So here's either the call or the answer. All right. And then everybody else comes in and they sort of get in where they fit in, which has always been this spoken thing in Black communities. Right? How do you it's about the participation. So you show up, you see a bunch of instruments, oh, let me join in with them. And then each person comes in there, grabs a different instrument, and just adds to the accompaniment, which is quite amazing because you almost have like, everybody's sort of playing their own improvised note, which you will find in like African. So if you have 5 drummers, each drummer can be saying a different phrase. And for some people it sound like noise, but it comes together. And so it's sort of understanding that, how everybody comes in with a different signature thing that adds to the overall accompaniment. So collectively we're together, but we're still creating space for our individualism. Right? You can hear it. Everybody's coming in something different. They're keeping a steady bass, a steady tone of it, or structure. Then the drum, the most significant instrument that keeps the whole band together, is the last one that actually comes in.
Why is that?
I don't know why they set it up like that, but
hey, Pops, keep that beat a beat.
You still get call and response.
Brainstorm coming on.
Even between them and between the trumpet.
Like that, I'll be gone. Oh man, don't stop now, we jumping.
I think the interesting thing about this is like gardener, cook, maybe chauffeur, chauffeur here, and then you have a maid, Will Downs, Francis Mickey Jones, possibly a driver, maid. I mean, the movement is amazing. There's no even reason to get into that. Their movement is, nobody did it better than Whitey's Limby Hoppers. But like thinking about their costuming, right, is the big thing. And Norman Miller and Billy Rickard, cooks. And so it really plays into the stereotype of the 1940s of the position in which Blacks could have prominence. Like, these are the jobs you are expected to work. You are, domestics. So you are, cooks or butlers or maids or field hands or what have you. And so we see that in the way they dress, which is really a bigger part of the conversation. Willa Mae Rickard, Billy Rickard's wife, and Al Mims. And, where are they? They're on stage where something big is going to happen, and Hellzapoppin is about the big party.
Right.
But they're on stage by themselves. They're not supposed to be there. So they're sort of in this quiet space, if you will. Everybody's outside. Frankie Manning, Al, and Ann Miller. And, as they say, demonstrating some of the highest Lindy aerials they had. But it's dancers who in real life are highly proficient at the dance, who they were reached out to be in the film, right? So they didn't ask to be in the film, they didn't audition to be in the film. They were so well known and popular, they were asked for, to be in it. And so to have this, you have an opportunity to showcase them as they are, as a featured act. But instead, you make them the help and then put them in a back room for the performance that no one else sees but the main comedian characters and one of the protagonists. So it's always that deeper conversation that one could have
Yeah, and even there, we've got the,
Right,
the
like,
white
so,
people peeking in.
Right,
Yeah.
and they get caught and let's run and get back so before we get in trouble. And I think it's a really interesting conversation to have, more so than the dance itself. We could talk about dance all day, and we've talked about the dance, but to look at the social parameters and the dynamics of what it meant to be a Black person in this time period, and the level of representation that's placed upon you, that this is your role that you're
Right.
supposed to play,
Right.
even though in real life, you might have those jobs, but you're at such a level at this dance that you're asked to be in films, and you're known all over the world, and you're touring with major acts.
And yet these are the parameters that you are given for your
Right.
performance.
Which
yes.
you could totally break that role, but whoever made the choice to say, well, this is how we're going to present them. And them at that age, I don't even think they considered it. I think.
How old were they in this?
So they're all in their 20s.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And not, at 20, who's thinking about it?
Right.
You're in a major film, and you're in a position to travel with these amazing artists, and they're not thinking about it. And I think Frank even talked about in his book at the time, they weren't even thinking about the costumes and the way they were dressed. It was like, okay, this is just a show, and these are the acts, these are the characters we're portraying. But on a larger scale, it speaks again to that demographic, to that position,
right,
of how we view Black Americans at that time. I'm always, Deidre Sklar is an amazing scholar, and she talks about looking beyond the movement to get at its meaning. And a lot of times I'm directing my students to how to read film. So it's like, we're not looking at this to be entertained. We're looking to ask the questions, like why are they dressed like that? And what color is this? And what is the set going on? And what's happening, to give us a fuller context of the whole thing. And so, yeah, that was one of the first things when I started doing that with the students. I was like, all right, let's examine, where are they? Like, what is the time period? Where are they? It's this huge mansion, but where in the mansion are they? And they're on stage, but it's out of sight. And then how are they dressed? So what roles do they play in this? So there's just conversation to go a little deeper in what's happening.
Yeah, I appreciate that invitation, that as we're watching vintage clips, no matter what style we do,
right,
not just watching it for the dancing, but watching it for the historical meaning,
yeah,
what's actually happening in the world and in human evolution
yeah,
at that point.
Yeah.
I love it.